Do you actually need a financial advisor? Well, there's statistics to back up both arguments. Yes, you should have one, and no, you don't need one. But before we jump into the video, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. So when we're talking about investing in financial advisors, for example, let's use $50,000. If you kept that just in a bank account and never invested it by yourself or with someone else, the average savings account gives you 0.05% interest every year. Well, at the end of 30 years, you would be left with $50,775. But if you took the same $50,000, invested it right away, never added to it, never touched it, over the same 30 years in a simple S&P 500 index fund or a mutual fund, you'd finish with over $991,000. So if you're looking at the difference between investing and not investing, let's go ahead and invest the money. But the question is, should you do it yourself or should you do it with a financial advisor? Warren Buffett, one of the richest guys of all time and a legendary investor, made a famous $1 million bet against a hedge fund called Protege Partners LLC. Warren Buffett said, "I bet I could put money into an S&P 500 index fund and not touch it. Over 10 years, make more money than if you gather together your best financial advisors from this hedge fund. I bet you would not make as much money as if you just invested in the S&P 500. Well, Protege Partners took Warren Buffett up on this $1 million bet. Well, after 10 years of competing against a major hedge fund, Warren Buffett won the bet by a landslide, just investing in the S&P 500. So the financial advisors had to give Warren $1 million, which he put back into charity. But Warren's point is this: take a hands-off approach to investing, leave emotions out of it. Like, man, I really need to jump on Tesla or GameStop or something like that, then you probably shouldn't be the only one managing your money, because you're gonna trade off emotion and you're gonna lose. A financial advisor would be good for you if you need that accountability. If you need someone who's gonna force you to invest, who you know you're paying him money every single month or every quarter or yearly, you're gonna be forced to invest. And you're gonna have someone to balance out the emotions that you bring to investing. Studies show that 44% of people that have a financial advisor have over $100,000 invested, where only 9% of people who don't have a financial advisor have $100,000 or more. So we're seeing that wealthier people are using financial advisors, so it can be something that you use. But yet you have to take into the fact that 92% of the time, all financial advisors will lose to the S&P 500. So where do you find this middle ground of, is it worth it or is it not worth it? Because statistically, it could go both ways. You know yourself, you have to make the decision yourself. If you're someone who is not interested at all in numbers, finances, you hate it, you hate looking at it, you hate doing anything related to money and investing, then yes, you should have some sort of financial coach. As you start to get more assets, maybe you have not only your own 401k, but you have multiple IRAs, 401ks, other brokerage accounts. As your investment portfolio starts to grow, yes, you should probably have a financial advisor. We're talking about at least $100,000 or more. Get a financial advisor if you want someone that's going to keep you accountable. Get a financial advisor if you just want to save the time. Like, you're kind of interested in finances, but you don't want to listen to podcasts, you don't want to read the news, you don't want to look on CNBC. Sure, time is money. Get a financial advisor to help you. But keep in mind that 92% of financial advisors lose to the S&P 500. So on the other hand, can you just dump all your money into the S&P 500 and probably win? Decades upon decades of data will show you that that is one of the best investments you could ever make. If you're someone who's really, really cheap, like you would never hire a personal trainer, you would never hire a coach, you would never hire a tax person to do your taxes, you never hire a lawyer or anything like that, then yeah, don't hire a financial advisor. If you really think you can do it yourself, which you can, but you just have to put in the time to learn about what you're investing in. You could also hold off on hiring a financial advisor if you have a really, really small portfolio, less than $1,000, less than $10,000, you're just starting off. It's good for you to learn. It's good for you to make small mistakes so you don't make bigger mistakes later when your investment portfolio is bigger. There's something to be said for learning it yourself, for studying it yourself, and managing your own money, because you never want to be invested in something you don't understand. And if from the beginning you just pass it off to someone and you're just like, hey, here's money, just invest it for me, I don't care, just make me money, as long as you're making me money, we're good. That's not a good approach. You need to know what's going on and at least have a basic understanding of how your money is being invested. Right now, I don't have a financial advisor because I think my investment portfolio is pretty easy to understand and I consume a lot of financial content, so I have a good understanding of what I'm investing in and I'm enjoying the process. But you may be thinking, well, yeah, you make finance videos. Of course, you don't need somebody. I do my own financial coaching, but I actually know a lot of financial advisors, CEOs, guys who are super successful with money who still have their own financial advisors, because it's good sometimes just to have someone else to bounce ideas off of. And definitely in the future, I will 100% have my own financial advisor that can save me time and someone that could be accountable to me and give me different perspectives on investment. But I'm willing to hold off until I get a bigger or more complicated investment portfolio. You're not sure whether to hire a financial coach, financial advisor, or financial planner. Well, what's the difference between all three of these? A financial coach is going to be the most basic, usually the cheapest, most affordable person to hire. There's no regulation on who can be a financial coach. Anyone can just say, hey, I'm a financial coach. There's no real certifications. There are private companies that are now starting to do financial coach certifications, but it's not something that you're licensed with the government to be a financial coach like you are when you're a certified financial planner or sometimes a financial advisor. Those are guys who actually have license with the government, certifications to deal with money and to manage money. But they're also gonna cost a little bit more. I usually see financial coaches helping people out in the very beginning, like coaching them out of debt, teaching them how to start a budget, teaching them the basics of investments, which is what I do. And you can sign up for free 45-minute sessions of financial coaching on timwolf.com. I'll put the link in the description down below. I see financial advisors and CFPs, certified financial planners, usually working with people with bigger portfolios who are already invested and have a good understanding. If you're just starting out, a financial coach will work for you. It'll help save you money. If your portfolio is well over $100,000, then you may want to look into someone who is a little bit more certified. Which brings me to my last point of how do you know who to actually hire? Do you hire the family member that's the certified financial person? Do you hire your coworker's financial advisor because he said he's awesome and he invested in Tesla stock and made a ton of money? Do you invest in your friend who does finances? I mean, you can. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I wouldn't do that just because you know the person or you have a connection. You should still evaluate that person and make sure it's a good fit for you. Things I would look for in a financial advisor is someone who teaches you actually what they're investing and what they're doing with your money. You're not going to fully understand it like they do. They have the certification and the degrees, but you at least need to have a basic understanding of what they're doing with your money. If they take your money and they invest it and they just give you a statement every quarter and you have absolutely no idea what's going on, or you don't feel comfortable asking any questions, that's not someone I would want to have as a financial planner. I'd want to have someone that's a lot more approachable. Avoid people who are salesmen. A lot of financial advisors, and not really to any fault of their own, but they do make a lot of their money, a lot of their income off of commissions for selling things like life insurance and different types of insurances. If someone's going to start selling me stuff so they can make more commissions and I already feel kind of slightly uncomfortable, like, it's a no. They have to be someone I trust and I know who's not just in it for them, but is in it to help me grow my money and myself. Well, you may be wondering, how do financial advisors even get paid? When you do go to hire one, there are different ways they can get paid. Some of them may be commission based. So if they make a certain amount of money, they may take a percentage of whatever the profit is, 2%, 3%. They may take a commission off of what you initially invest. So if you invest $100,000, they may take 2%, 5%, whatever it is, and then invest the rest. Or you may hire someone who charges fees where you may get charged per the hour. So you get one session every quarter and it may be $300 for that hour-long session. If it's a coach, it may only be $100 to $150 for an hour session. And they're not actually taking your investments and investing it for you, but during those sessions, they're teaching you and telling you what to invest in and checking up on you. Neither one's better than the other, just whatever you want to do. If you want to rather pay up front, you know exactly the fees you're going to be paying, maybe you just work on someone who's more fee-based. If you want to pay nothing up front, or if you'd rather pay commission-based, like, hey, I want to see you make money, I think working off commissions will drive this person more, then go for the commission-based. Either way, they're going to have to get paid. They're going to make some sort of money, but they may make you a lot more money than you would have ever made yourself. So hopefully you can take some of the statistics and the benefits of having a financial advisor and maybe not having a financial advisor and make a decision on your own. If you're still not really sure, again, just go to timwolf.com. You can sign up for my session for a limited time. It's free, and I can kind of steer you. Maybe, yeah, your stuff is complicated enough where you're gonna need someone other than yourself. Or maybe, hey, Your stuff isn't that complicated. You got your 401k going, you got a little IRA opened up. We just need to tighten up this and that, and hey, you're off on your own, you're running, check back in a year. That may work for you. That's all I got for this week's video, guys. I will see you next Monday at noon. Be sure to hit the like button. It's great for the YouTube algorithm. It pushes this video out to other people so I can keep doing these videos and putting them out there for you guys for free. I'll see you next week.